Alright, hey everybody, Rock My Monkey TV again, and we're sitting here with Bjorn from In Flames, and I just want to dedicate this interview to In Flames' biggest fan that I know of, Rachel. If you're out there, hope you share this interview with as many people as you can. So now your latest, and if correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have just released an album or about to? Just released it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Sounds of a Playground Fading. Okay. It's out on Century Media here in the US. Yeah, and we're psyched because we got new songs to play. Basically, that's the reason why we do albums, so we can get out and tour more.
Now, it seems like you guys are, every album or two, you guys are switching to a different label. What was it about Century Media that made them the label to take In Flames to that next level?
It's partly correct what you say. I mean, in the US we change labels quite often. It's because the distribution that we had through our European labels have never been enough for us here in the US. It's always been tough for them to get the albums out and reach enough people. So we worked with several labels, and when we went out of a contract from the last album, we started looking for people that knows how to get music out there, because people are not really buying records the same way they did. So the old school thinking of running a record label doesn't apply anymore. So we look for, you know, people that were willing to try new stuff, you know, try new ways of getting it out, using the internet more and being more hands-on when it comes to the songs and to the whole album. And Century Media presented us with the most exciting ideas, and for us it was perfect, because that means that we have them in Europe and we have them here in the States. So it's easier for the communication, setting up all the touring and everything. So we're really happy with this.
Cool. All right. Now, so you guys have been you know, gaining your fan base a little bit more every year, and you guys have been around for a while now. So what? So what would you say for the fans that really loved the last album and maybe even the several before it? What does this album have that maybe is there anything that maybe might shock them? Any changes? What should they brace themselves for?
Well, I mean, basically the same idea goes through all the albums. I write music the same way I've done the last 15 years. It's a matter of packaging, I think, how you actually arrange the songs, how it sounds, you know, who you're working with to do the actual mix and recording. But also a big factor, of course, is that Jesper, the other guitar player, he left the band almost 2 years ago. And I decided to write this album myself musically, but I had a lot of help from the other guys in the band, so that obviously changed things a little bit. But as I said, I've been writing for 15 years for this band, so it's not going to be that big changes. Maybe a little bit more guitar driven, some more solos perhaps. I like that. So yeah.
Now, you mentioned that now you're the main songwriter, but when you go to write the album, is it just pretty much you in a closet, or do you guys jam it out in a garage, or how does the songwriting process go?
It usually starts with me just putting riffs and melodies, basically just pressing record on my Pro Tools at home and see what comes, you know, flying through the air. You know? Okay. And I try to catch that, and the stuff that really sticks to my mind, I try to arrange those into really simple songs, show it to the other guys, and then the chopping begins, and you know, riffs go and riffs come in, and we arrange everything together. It's necessary because I don't want to write the bass line or the drum parts, because that's not what I do. You know, the guys in the band are way better at that than I am. So what I do is present the idea and we work it out together. It's easier that way. Yeah.
Now, you guys are doing Mayhem right now, and Mayhem only lasts a couple of months. So what are the and you guys have a new album, so obviously you're going to tour for it. What are the touring plans after Mayhem? Where can people catch you?
Well, if you go to Europe, you can catch us right after this, probably. We just done a bunch of festivals in Europe. Started out actually right after we released the album. We started out doing the festivals, and that's good. A good way to reach a lot of people. Same as here, doing this festival run here. It's fantastic for us. So we're really happy with that. But then after that, the regular touring starts. Mainly in Europe first. It's also quite big, so it's going to take a couple of months. But we'll be back here sooner than we know. Okay. Don't have any exact dates or anything, but we'll be back here definitely.
Okay. Now, just last week, or I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, they announced that music sales have gone up for the first time in well over a decade. Do you think that, would you say that that is because the tide is turning, or do you think it's because, or do you think that despite that, we're headed towards a situation where, like with movies on Netflix, we all just stream it on demand and pay a monthly fee?
Well, I think it's a mix of a little bit of everything there. I'd say that most labels actually caught up with what's going on. You know, that people like cheap music, easy access to music, and they are not willing to pay. I don't know what you pay over here, but we pay a lot of money for an album in Europe, and it's not necessary because it doesn't cost that much to produce it. But then again, there's a lot of money and energy and effort put into an album, so there should be some sort of payment for it, for the people working around it. So it's a really hard equation, because it's really hard to compete with free. You know, it's really hard to compete with that, but at the same time, you don't want to be greedy either. So record labels in general, I think they caught up with this, and they're willing to explore. As we said, with Century Media, that's one of the things that they want to focus on, get it out there, even though it's hard to do it. And that might be a turn of the tides, I don't know, but hopefully it is. People might appreciate having actually bought a product with everything it contains instead of just downloading it. I don't know.
Now, say that you're given the power to join an international brainstorming session with the leaders of the world, and they say, okay, we want to deal with musicians. What are your ideas to save the music industry? What would, if you got to call the shots, if you were given that power, what changes would you make to save the music industry?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's small changes. Many small changes need to be done, especially pricing-wise. I think that's one thing. There has been financial crisis all over the world, so of course, music it's a luxury for many people. So of course, you know, not everybody can afford it. So the costings for that, I don't know. I think that using the internet better, portals, being willing to interact more with the listeners and with the audience in general, but also the actual fans of a band, working closer together with them. Yeah, being interactive, I think that is very important.
Okay. All right. Now, you guys are the elder statesmen now. You guys are no longer the new band. So every year there's one band that comes up and blows everybody away. Who do you think that band is this year?
Oh, that's really hard. I rarely have my ear to the ground. Is that the right way of putting it? Yeah, I'm kind of old school. So I listen to what I listened to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, most of the time. Anders, our singer, he's a hunter. He finds everything new, exciting. He shows me a bunch of stuff. Once in a while, every 50 bands or so, one sticks, and I start listening to that. But I don't know. I really don't have any name for you.
So you're not really watching any of the bands on the other bands on the second stage?
I will definitely watch the bands. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not looking for new bands. If something really hits me as fucking awesome, then I would definitely check it out more. That's sort of the good thing with music. It's a tasting, you know. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of my questions. Is there any final words you have for the fans of In Flames, maybe Rachel specifically, or just the viewers of Rock My Monkey TV?
Well, yeah, if you don't have the album, check it out. At least you don't need to buy it. Check it out. And if you like it, buy it. We'll be back soon to play some proper headline shows, longer sets and everything. Easier for us since we have 10 albums out.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you very much for your time, and thank you for being on Rock My Monkey TV.